Hi, this is Jonathan from Mill Street Gardens, and today we're going to review 2023. All the things we did to prepare for our season, all the things we did new, and all the changes we made. Basically everything. Also, stay tuned at the end of the video where we'll discuss some exciting changes for 2024. Alright, let's get into it. So January. We may be closed for the winter, but that doesn't mean that the garden center work is over. With snow falling, we typically visit the garden center once or twice a week to check on our plants, to check out for rodent damage and flooding. Dormant plants do not need regular watering during the overwintering stage, but you do want to check on them frequently. You also want to check on your hoop houses to make sure things are not damaged. January also brings with it mandatory tax filing. We use Intuit QuickBooks for our record keeping and Intuit TurboTax for our business tax preparation. Our business is organized as an LLC, which means the net income flows to our personal tax returns. We are not a tax or legal advice channel, so if you need some more information about how this all works, make sure to consult with a tax professional or attorney. Lots of general information can be obtained on the internet, but also make sure to check with qualified professionals. We pay approximately $200 for tax software and purchased QuickBooks in 2021 for approximately $500. We order items all year round, but did the bulk of our ordering for our gift shop in the month of February. It's nice and quiet, not a lot of things going on other than checking on our plants, so we can kind of take that time to think about what sold well last year, what new things we want to try to bring to the store, what things our customers asked us about, or other kind of trending, interesting things that we might want to give a shot. February was also the time to set up our retail area outside and also the gift shop itself. We stored all of our benches in a covered area to protect them from constant moisture. We use an inexpensive benching system comprising of standard cinder blocks and 3-foot by 5-foot tops made from 2x4s and rolled metal fencing. We are still working out the perfect benching for our garden center, but this works and it's inexpensive. Since it was seed starting season, we set up our seed starting and spring related displays in the gift shop to get customers excited about gardening season. March is the time for us to start our vegetable seeds. We grew a variety of tomatoes, peppers, and herbs for our customers. So we started these in March to ensure that they'd be ready for May. March was a busy time for receiving plants. So we received our perennial and shrub orders. Since we are a grower retailer, we grow nearly all of our plants. We purchase what are called in the industry plugs or liners, which are basically little tiny plants. And we grow those out to retail size in typically 4 to 6 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks, depending on the variety or the size of the plug or liner. One of the things we struggled with in our first year of business was curb appeal and visibility from the road. The garden center is on a country highway with decent traffic, but we're set back from the road quite a ways. There are also houses on either side which are really close to the road, making the garden center hard to see until you're right on it. We knew we had to do something about this to make the front of the property stand out. We decided to install some banners with our logo on them. This improved visibility greatly from the road and also made us look more like a business. We also tore down the fencing between the two buildings and moved the benching away from the buildings and made the plants more noticeable. We opened a month earlier this year as we received feedback from our customers that were already purchasing vegetable seeds and garden prep supplies. So instead of opening in May like we did last year, we opened in the month of April. May and June are the busiest months for a retail nursery. We saw an increase in visitors to the garden center and beat all of our sales goals for both the month of May and the month of June. We basically doubled our month of May and we increased our month of June by 50%, which was pretty impressive. We did not expect that much of an increase. One of our goals as a business is to inspire gardening in whatever shape it takes for the individual. Thus our tagline, Mill Street Gardens, a garden for everyone. So a major project we knew we had to work on this year was getting our showcase garden started. We planted a few plants last year and a couple of plant beds around the garden center, but we wanted to start building the wow factor that our full garden could provide. We rounded out the bed that we started last year added a variety of perennials and shrubs from our own growing selections. We made sure to vary the foliage color, the flower color, and the seasonal interest. So we had a variety of leaves, different shapes, different colors, flowers, different shapes, different colors, and made sure that our plants, not only did they flower, we have flowering interest or color interest in the spring months, but also in the summer and in the fall, and also in the winter. So we used evergreens, some plants that had hardwood that would stay throughout the winter, so that everything wasn't herbaceous perennials that would die back to the ground every year. We also built one of our first theme beds, which was a hydrangea collection. This is opposite the main bed that we started last year. We continue to work on this area all year long, and we're just scratching the surface. We have about an acre of land to work with, and so we basically have worked out probably an eighth of that. So we still have a lot to plant, a lot of planning, but very excited about seeing what this looks like and hoping this will become a destination for families who have interest in gardening and to get inspired. Part of our marketing strategy is going to local farmers markets. We bring perennials, shrubs, and herbs to these markets. There was way too much competition last year with the tomato and vegetable starts, so we didn't do those, but we did do herbs. We're hoping to bring down our production costs next year for these items, and that we can bring those to market and provide more options for people. We're planning on growing a lot of heirloom variety tomatoes, which other vendors did not have last year, so we hope this will be a nice addition to the farmers market. In August, we offered our very first event, which we were so excited about. We did what's called a paint-along. If you've never heard of one of these, it's basically where you join an artist and paint along with them. This was really cool. We had a nice turnout. Our local artist, Kelly Jackson of Country Magic Co., link in the description box, did an amazing job. She really engaged the visitors. She showed very cool techniques, different ways to apply paint, brushing techniques, color. So it was a lot of fun, and people had a blast. We also hosted a second one in October, which had a fall theme. This year we had a goal of increasing our advertising in Facebook followers. We did more advertising on Facebook and experimented with different types of ads in the month of September. We're still learning, but we plan to do more advertising even earlier next year. We also did some ads in some local shoppers and with some local fairs. In 2022, we spent about $220 and reached 22,000 people on Facebook. In 2023, we spent $520 and reached 82,000 people. So we basically doubled our budget and increased our reach by 4 times, which was pretty cool. We also launched our own online store in November, which was pretty cool. This is seasonal along with the rest of our business for the time being. So definitely check that out in April, link in the description box. But we wanted to give ourselves an online presence, for that way if people couldn't make it into the store, wanted to buy gift items, we could ship those out to them. They could also arrange to buy things online and pick it up in store. And this we're going to expand next year. We hope to offer our plants with a pickup service, which will be kind of a cool differentiator for our garden center business. Not a lot of places do that, so we thought that would be a cool thing to try out next year. At the end of November, we also started making wreaths. These are fresh green wreaths made from a variety of different evergreens. We had a white pine, a balsam fir, juniper, hemlock, the juniper and hemlock from our own garden, which was kind of cool to incorporate. We did things with red twig, with pine cones. We did this last year as well, which was quite popular, but we wanted to make sure we did it again this year. We also learned some advanced techniques after this season that we hope to incorporate in next year's batch of wreaths and kissing balls to make them even better. In keeping with the theme of improvement, we also had a goal of getting better with our YouTube channel this year. We're focusing on landscape style videos. So instead of having a portrait, which is what we started doing with our cell phones, we started to record in the landscape, which provides a greater depth of field, more interesting video. Improved our audio quality. We got the lav mics, and we also improved our overall video production. We added thumbnails to our videos, started storyboarding and scripting our videos, just to make them much more professional. We still have a long way to go, but we're learning, and we're happy with the improvements that we've made so far. So make sure to smash that like button and click subscribe. We round out the year with 2 wreath making workshops. Wow, these were great fun. I'm usually a pretty shy person. I know, that's kind of weird coming from someone who's making YouTube videos, but I am an introvert by nature. I like to kind of keep to myself, not very social. So these were kind of pushing me out of my comfort zone a little bit, but man, were they so much fun. There's so much laughter and planning for holidays and getting excited to see family, listening to Christmas music together. It was just a great time, and we definitely will be doing more of these next year. Then towards the end of the year, we had a little bit of a development, not so positive, but we're going to work through it. As we were preparing to close down and putting away our benching, we grabbed the forklift, which was required to move around big pallets full of cinder blocks and pallets of benching, and realized that our fork is not working. So we used it a couple of times during the season. We used it early in March and February to receive orders of plants and mulch. We received a second order in the month of June, I think it was, and everything was working fine. We had a little bit of a gas problem at one point. We fixed that, but everything seemed to be working great. So we grabbed the forklift, started it up. It starts perfectly, just like it always does, and tried to shift it into gear, and it doesn't move. And you can see that the transmission's not engaging. So we did a little research, poked around with a couple of things, still couldn't get it to work. So we are basically going to call it quits with this forklift. This was an amazing find. We found it from a nursery that was going out of business, one of our favorite nurseries. So it was great that we found it. It was very inexpensive. If you've ever priced out forklifts, you know how incredibly expensive that piece of machinery is. So we bought it used, we put some money into it, fixed it up a couple of times, put a fuel pump in it. So we have about $2,000 into the machine, which is a steal when it comes to a forklift. And we would have paid that each year we were in business just for renting the forklift for like a week or two. So in my mind, even though the forklift is done, at least for us, it was well worth the investment. We saved money by buying this used forklift as opposed to renting a forklift for 2 years. So 2024, we will be looking for a brand new forklift. Wish us luck. Wow, 2023 was great. We have lots of cool plans for 2024. We'll be moving our retail space from the building on the right-hand side, if you're looking front-facing our property, to the building on the left, which was our production and storage space. This will be making room for our event area for 2024. Really excited about that, being able to host weddings, graduation parties, family reunions, those kinds of things. So moving our retail area is a big project for next year. And we also hope to work more on the showcase garden in 2024, maybe tripling the size of that. It's pretty ambitious, but we're hardworking folks, so we can get it done if we put our mind to it. Stay tuned for more videos and updates from us. Man, do we have a lot of stuff planned for this winter. It's going to be a busy winter. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.